Who remembers 2007? How'd that work out for you? Pretty good? This is what happened to me. Got pretty interesting. I worked for a large general contracting firm, and I woke up one day unemployed with no income. So I had some choices to make. My wife helped me with quite a few of those. First option was to stand in line and wait for my government handout and the soup, government cheese. I also thought about becoming a motivational speaker, but you guys can't even hear me in this room, so maybe that won't work. So I started a company called Tidemark Construction, and you've probably seen our signs around Dover, unless you're blind in one eye and can't see out of the other. We build things here and there. That's been a lot of fun. A year after I started that company, I started another company. I don't know what I was thinking, but... And that wasn't quite enough for me, so we bought two landscape companies that were on the verge of bankruptcy and combined those, and that became Barefoot Hardscapes. So, welcome to small business. So this was me, my first year and a half, 2 years of being an entrepreneur, and I thought I needed to do everything because I was the best at everything, and in turn, I think I slept about 3 hours a night, and my kids didn't even know who I was. So I was in charge of marketing, estimating, purchasing, fleet maintenance, site supervision, accounts payable, accounts receivable, collections, human resources, job site cleanup, and I think that's just scratching the surface. What's my point? Vision has helped us develop our 3 businesses. And what we found out is the biggest part has been developing ourselves as leaders and being effective. It's a quick story here. I met a guy by the name of Alan Kovitz, who's here tonight, and I was running around like a maniac, and he said, Cameron, leadership is the art of getting someone else to do something you want done because he wants to do it. And that kind of changed the way I went about business entirely. So we've grown. We've grown all 3 businesses. So the big question is now, what's vision? Why are we here? We're not here to sell you a timeshare or a speedboat. It's pretty simple. Vision drives local entrepreneurial growth, leadership, and development. What's that mean? Entrepreneurs helping entrepreneurial people be better entrepreneurs. Does that make sense? And we're a pretty tight-knit group of people. We hold each other to a pretty high standard. And we're based on trust. We don't share each other's trade secrets with other businesses. We listen to each other and help each other improve. Leadership. And that doesn't mean just within our own organizations. It's within the community. Constant improvement. Again, we hold each other to that higher standard. Courage. Sometimes you have to have the stones to grab a hold of Chris Salzman and say, you're going about it wrong, man. Let me help you out. And passion. So on to the fun stuff we came here for. Who here is a Post-it note commando? Come on, Billy, get your hand up. Okay. If my monitor looked like that, I'd be impressed. They all the same color. Does anybody have this for their mobile office? And have you ever been sitting at your desk and the phone rattles as a reminder, and you realize you have a customer coming to meet you in 5 minutes, and your desk looks like that? Yeah. And I think we've all gone to meet with somebody to potentially do some business, and their office or their desk looks like this, and you leave kind of looking for your hand sanitizer. Now, this came out of my wallet a week ago. Bill, electrical guy, 270-4664 Dover job. I don't know if Bill wanted electrical work done. I don't know if Bill was an electrician. No idea. I went to hand that card to somebody, and it had that scratched on the back. So, anybody else guilty of that? Okay. This may be you. A lot of us that are running small business, mid-sized businesses, we find ourselves leaping over a desk all day to answer a phone and never really accomplish anything. That's my wife's desk right there. No, that's hers. So, who makes a task list every day? Things they need to accomplish. Okay, I do. And some days, this is me at the end of the day because I haven't touched anything. So that's why we're here. Who here is on Twitter? Twitter apparently can be used for more than professional athletes to embarrass themselves. We'll learn about that tonight. Facebook. Should be a lot more hands going up now. Okay. Facebook, you can actually do more with that for your business than see pictures of your sister-in-law's zany cats. True. Pinterest, Lori, you're on. I don't know what that does. I have no idea. LinkedIn. I think we're going to see a lot of people on LinkedIn. Instagram, list goes on and on. There's a ton of them. We're going to hear a little bit about that tonight. Does anybody have anything like this on their website right now? I'll bet you there's probably 50 people in this room that have that. Something under construction. If so, quite possibly this is your IT guy. Lives in his mom's basement. Maybe this is the guy that comes in to fix your computer. And this is his idea of fixing the cooling fan. And if you use this for backup, I think we're going to have a remedial course after class here. Who does not know who this is? See, I did that on purpose because I knew you'd be afraid to raise your hand. So, at any rate. Tonight, we're going to hear from Andy Ryan. Andy Ryan is the president of SOM Social Media. His profession is helping people grow their business via social media. We'll hear from Todd Stonecipher. Todd is the president, and as he calls himself, the father of a new concept in real estate called the Moving Experience. And we'll lead this off with my good friend Kevin Staley. He's the president and CEO of the Cloud Geeks. Come on up, Kevin.
Thank you. Give me a moment to pull this up. Oh, look at that. IT has worse right there. Look, they had a problem. Oh my goodness. Failure. Oh. Sorry about that. Why does it happen to the IT guy?
You're going to show us how magic you know about fixing it.
Yeah, clearly. Oh, we gotta tell him to get out of the view. I can't see on my screen, so I have to move. See, you guys can see it, but I can't see anything. Sorry.
I'm sure it's something I did.
I have no idea. I'm gonna disconnect you. It's so much nicer if I can see over there. Can you see over there? I gotta tell what this is. There. Thanks, Todd.
So nothing like improvisation.
Go ahead, John.
Nothing like a little improvisation. Leave it to the real estate guy to fix the tech problems.
Thank you.
So how many people in this room wish they could do their business from anywhere? And how many people in this room wish that they could get their clients to do their business from anywhere? That's it? Then I'm in the wrong place. When I say anywhere, I mean anywhere. Like the beach, the mountains, outer space, where some of us are sometimes, Oompa Loompa land. So who am I? My name's Todd Stonecipher. Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for coming out tonight. Once we get some technical difficulties fixed up, we're going to get this show on the road a little bit more. But I'm from Dover, Delaware. I've been in real estate since 2000. Married to Kristen Stonecipher. I have 3 children, 4 huskies. So I have a house full. And I love to run to keep in shape. A little bit about me. Who are we and what do we do? What is the moving experience? Well, as Cameron said, I'm the father of a company called The Moving Experience. It's a real estate company here in Kent County. I'm your coach for all things Kent County. But I have a specialization in residential real estate. I have a team that I work with of cutting-edge brokers, agents, and technology experts. Dick Brogan, Lindy Brogan, and Bridget Lane, part of my team, part of our team, are in the room. And I'll invite you to talk to them after we all get done here tonight. Grab a cupcake. The moving experience, we are inspired customer loyalty. That's our vision. If we don't do a good job, we don't exist. We exist because we do a good job and you want to tell people you're inspired customers that are loyal to us. Okay? So, I got to tell you about the history of how we used to do things before I can tell you about how we do things now. So, it used to be in real estate that we would get in a car, we would drive you around and look at houses, and then we would take you back to the office, and we'd write up an offer, and then we'd get back in the car and drive it over to the other real estate company's office to present that offer to their customer, or we put it in a fax machine, a little bit of technology, and send it over where we needed to send it. So, times have changed. We live in a mobile world, right? How many of you guys have a smartphone or have an iPad? A lot of hands, right? So I've got to be mobile too. Customers now find out about properties that they want to find out about via the internet. Realtor.com, Trulia, Zillow. You guys have probably heard of those websites. You can find out all kinds of information about houses. You can see pictures. You can see virtual tours. So my job has changed. Okay? You've got the information that I have almost at your fingertips. My job now is to open up the lines of communication and make sure that when you need me, I'm there for you. Okay? We used to work in the real estate world. We used to work on a rotary phone. How many people have had a rotary phone now? Showing our age, guys. Then we used snail mail. Then we used the fax machine. And now in today's world, we're using the mobile phone and text messages. And you're about to hear the importance of social media. You might have already heard about it, but you're about to hear about it. So, at the moving experience, we've adopted all these things. How many people have a filing cabinet in their office or at their house? I know that's BS. I know more people have a filing cabinet in their office or in their house. You guys all just raised your hand and said you had a mobile device. Well, what if I could show you a way to get rid of that filing cabinet that you have in your office? Okay? Disclaimer, I do not work for Apple. I do not work for Evernote, and I do not work for .loop. I receive no financial compensation for many of those companies. But I'm going to show you a couple tips that we've been using at the moving experience that have made us operate better than we used to operate. So, in today's world, you've heard of cloud computing. You're going to hear a lot more about cloud computing here in a minute. But there's lots of different solutions, cloud solutions out there. You've probably heard of Dropbox. You've probably heard of Box. You've heard of Google, I'm sure. Evernote. Lots of solutions. Well, Evernote is one that I have adopted. You might call me an Evernote power user. What is it? It's cloud-based, like I just mentioned to you. It works across multiple platforms, okay? So it works across your mobile device, your phone, your laptop, your home computer, the internet. Anywhere you have an internet connection, you have access to the information that you put into Evernote. And the best part about it, it's free. Okay? Dropbox, free. All these things are free. There's no reason why you shouldn't be using them. Let's get into a little bit more details about Evernote. What is it really? Okay? Well, in its simplest form, it's a note-taking application. But it's so much more than that. For me, it's an extension of my memory. My memory has been depleted over the college years and a few years after that. But what we do is we create a file. This is how I get rid of my filing cabinet. We create a file. In Evernote, we call it a notebook. And in that notebook, I record conversations with my clients. I'm able to share those notebooks with my individual clients or share notes within that notebook with my clients. And I'm able to post and upload PDFs. I deal with contracts and lots of forms. So I put my forms in that notebook. And that's my filing cabinet. And from that filing cabinet, I'm able to ship via the cloud those forms that we use every day over to other applications. One of the applications that we use is e-signature. Okay? I don't need you to come to my office to sign a document anymore. There's lots of solutions to this e-signature. Okay? .loop, DocuSign are two things that we use in the real estate world. I use something called .loop. It's a real estate specific software. There's something for your industry, I'm positive. But what is it? In the year 2000, the federal government passed a law legalizing e-signatures. You don't have to have that live ink on a document anymore. You just have to have a secure system. That's what these systems are. .loop, they call their system PeopleWork because they allow more people. Think of .loop as a conference table where I can invite you from wherever you are to come sit at that conference table with me and sign whatever documents I want you to sign. Okay? And you can view whatever documents I want you to sign. So here's kind of a screen capture of .loop. You can see there's a bunch of loops there. And let's say your loop is one of those. I can invite you into that loop. Once you're inside of that loop, you can see that the top three items are the forms. These are the forms that I have uploaded into that loop. And then underneath of that, you can see the people that are invited to that conference table into that loop. And from there, I can open up one of those forms and I can invite you to put your signature on it. Now, what does this mean for you? What's in it for me? Okay? What's in it for you? What if you happen to be on the beach, but you know that there's a property out there that you wanted to buy, or something just came on the market and you had your mobile device and you were able to see the pictures and you say, I don't want that property to get away from me. Todd, I want that property. Draw me up the offer. But you're nowhere, you can't come and sign it. Or you can't get to a fax machine, but you've got your phone. Nobody leaves their house without their phone. Right? So I'm able to prepare the document, ship it over to you, invite you into the conference room, to the loop. You sign it, you ship it back to me in seconds. And then I'm able to invite the agent on the other end of that into that conference room, and in seconds your offer's been presented. You don't miss out on a property because somebody else was able to get to it before you because you were on vacation. How cool is that? Who wishes they could buy a property while they're sitting on the beach? I do. So at the beginning of this, I asked how many people wanted to learn how to do their business from anywhere. I've shown you 2 technologies that the moving experience has adopted, and I challenge you to find another real estate company in town that's using these systems the way that we're using them. But I've showed you. Great. I've showed you how we can do our business from the beach, from the mountains if you like to ski, if you really like to get out there, from outer space. For those of us that are really interesting, we can do it from Oompa Loompraville. So, hopefully we've got some technology things worked out here. If you would like to meet me or any of my team and find out how we can help you with your next project, buying or selling property or renting a property, meet us at the table at the end, and we'll exchange some information, and we'll let you have a cupcake. So, thank you guys very much. While he's fixing up, are you fix up?
I'm going to try to.
Does anybody have any questions for me? Yes.
It's probably fairly minor. I've never used Evernote.
Okay.
My wife
Oh, you got email me, right?
Okay.
Percent.
the idea is that she used the report. But you specifically mentioned the use of PDFs, uploading PDFs.
Yeah, so your question's getting long, and I'm not going to remember it, and I know they can't hear it over there.
Is that the only file format that uploads to Evernote?
No. Question was, are PDFs the only file format that uploads to Evernote? Because he thinks his wife, and not him, can benefit from using Evernote. His memory is perfect. So, no, the question was...
I wasn't saying that. What's your name again?
So, PDFs are not the only format. You can upload any Microsoft type document. You can upload Word document. You can upload an Excel document. Pictures, PDFs. You can actually record. You can record audio. So if I'm sitting there talking to you, I can press record and record it for you. Yes, sir.
How distinct is it from Google Docs? 'Cause I mean, I use Google Docs quite a bit. It sounds kind of similar. Is there some extra?
I'm sure it's super similar. I'm a power user of Evernote. I'm not a power user of Google Docs, so
Fair enough. I didn't know if there was some extra.
I'm sure there are certain things that one does better than the other.
Sure.
But
I know which. Sure.
anybody else? Golden?
That's why I have an engineer.
All right. Kevin Staley with Cloud Geeks, guys. Thank you all very much.
So I have to give props to. That's why I have an engineer for this reason. So there's a reason. So again, hi, my name is Kevin Staley. I'm actually one of the founders and CEOs of the Cloud Geeks. Right there is the engineer. He's the other guy, the other half of this wonderful company that saved this presentation. So can you guys hear me okay? My throat is a little messed up. No? All right. I'll try to do this. My daughters gave me the gift of an illness, so I've got to get over that. So anyway, thank you. So who am I? Well, proud father, husband, 2 wonderful daughters right out of here in Dover. We live right down the road, actually. We started a company a couple years ago, found out what IT companies were not quite doing things right, and we decided to change that, be a little different. We are truly a local IT technology solutions company. We take your tech, your technology, which will either be hardware or software, we'll allude to that here in a little bit, and actually make it work for you. That's the goal. Spend the money on what you have and make it work for you. make it more efficient, which is the whole premise of everything. Most common question we get asked all the time, of course, is web. Anything about web? How to make my website be better, make it work for me, get a better presence. Well, we have a very short time to actually give you a snippet of what is around here for web, because it is a very long, drawn out, and it is a truly custom thing. Each industry has its own benefits and its own pitfalls. First thing we want to do, responsive. That website should be very responsive. So you build one website that handles all the platforms available to you. We're talking about mobile, your phone, your tablets, desktop, laptops, doesn't matter. You want to make sure that it's got consistent branding that goes through each and every one of those to make sure that the end user is seeing the messages you're putting across no matter what platform they're on. It actually costs less to do it that way. The norm beforehand was to get a platform for Android device, iPhone device, a tablet, an actual desktop site. Well, you might have 4 or 5 sites by the time it's all said and done. Well, each one might cost you its own, own ticket. It's going to have its own price tag to it. Well, you're going to cost inherently more just by doing that. Build one site that actually monitors it all and takes care of everything. In doing so, you'll actually get higher Google ranks because it's going to actually be able to see and read those multiple different languages. You're getting more footprint, bigger footprint. And the viewer of all things gets choices. They get a different experience on every single item that they're using. Your information is still the same. It just has a different layout, a different feel, a different flow to it. And people like that. They want to see that. So, the other thing we get is mobile. We're all talking about mobile. So, why target mobile? Well, here's some outstanding statistics. 58% of the United States, they actually own some kind of smartphone. It doesn't matter what operating system or what it is. They own 58%. That's a huge number. 1.2 billion of those people are using the web on those mobile devices. 61% will like you more just for the fact that you're giving them an experience on a mobile device because you are everywhere. 500,000 tablets by the end of 2014 will be actually shipped. It's a whole lot of mobile devices. 35% of everything is done on mobile to open up your email. First place people go to. Open up your phone or your tablet. It's done on that. 25% is where all your searching capabilities. Walk into a place, search right on your phone, search on your tablet. That's where they begin. So if you notice, 30 billion apps were actually downloaded globally, right? So why not make an application? Well, because making an application is actually only set for one device, one item. Again, it doesn't give you a good enough return on investment. So you want to make sure you go and have that website put into that responsive mode. On the average, an application will start you off, just one application alone for one platform will be about 10 grand. 10 grand. So, we get asked a lot. It's just a website, right? Wrong. You will not be able to survive any longer with a static website. It's just not going to function. It's not interactive and it's not engaging. The people that you have as clients or your foot traffic or whatever, they're not going to stay there. They're not going to look at you. They'll bypass you. Billboard sites. We all see billboards all over the highway. How many of those do you think there are? They say that there's about 65 of them just on one alone. I didn't even know that there was that many. Your website should be an application. Now this is important too. So as your website evolves and you evolve, well, everything should actually go in stages. It's so that you'll know where you've come from. So 1.0, version 1.0, just like your apps that you have on your smartphones. Well, they have updates periodically too. The same kind of thing, you want to treat that website the same way. As you grow, add more features. As you get more feedback from your customers, add more features. All those kind of things, you want it to grow as well. So, every single market, no matter what it is competitive. Paid search is at an all-time high. 22% over year after year. So what that means is that there are people out there who are actually spending money for keywords and phrases that don't even really exist. They're not a real brand. They're just paying to get up on all the search engines. But what does that do for you guys? Well, nothing. In fact, you don't even get looked at. So organic search is what you really need to start looking at. Something that's tangible and meaty for all those search engines to hold on to. That's where that responsive site and the interactive, of course, we've got social media, all engaging. All that stuff has to go in there. If it doesn't go in there, it's not going to be looked at by the engine. 30% of search and 90% of local search is done on mobile. I know we all do it. I do it. Every one of us. Can you afford to lose that kind of business? I can't. So be part of the industry leaders. Be one of them. Create it. Only 0.17% of the web globally is responsive in its design. Only 1.17% is responsive. So, if you already start off that, you get down that path, well, you're actually going to be ahead of already everybody else that's out there. So create a community. Be part of the blog. Get your forums up and running. Talk about your industry. Be part of the pillar of what you've become. You love what you do, so why not talk about it? Engage your clients and be part of that. And then attach yourself to social media. Be part of the discussion. And of course, that's where Andy comes into play. He's going to actually talk more about that. So you have blogs and Dig, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, like we're all going to talk about. Be part of those things. So what I want you to take away from this: be responsive, interactive, and engaging in your web design. Can't go without it anymore. Websites that are static and boring are part of the past. They'll never work. Set your sites. Yep, that was my joke. See? Towards mobile users. Be actually part of engaging those mobile users to bring them to you. Be the leader, create your community, and a social network. Of course, if you have any more questions, by all means, meet us over there at the table. We can talk to you more or set up an appointment with you guys because, like I said, this is just a scratch of what it needs to be talked about. Got cloud? So, a couple ways to get a hold of us. And then I will turn it over to Ryan. So put your hands together, please, for the Social Media Marketing Management Mogul, Andy Ryan.
I just got my computer.
Just don't pull that. I have no.
No,
You might want to go
I'm
ahead.
gonna grab mine.
Yep.
Anybody tried food yet? No? Well, we've got this whole spread for you. Better be grabbing some of that food before I get to it. So good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming out. My name is Andy Ryan. I know most of you here. Some of you I have not met, so be sure to stop by my table and introduce yourself to me. And I'd like to get to know each and every one of you here. Thank you, Kevin.
You're welcome. And I know yours will work with this person.
Woo! That was loud. Wake up! All right, so let's see what we got here.
In the meantime, so like I said, my name is Andy Ryan. I'm a husband. I'm a father. I consider myself a nerd or a geek or an early adopter of technology and all things internet related. While this is reconnecting to the Wi-Fi here at the library, I will see, that's great. All right. I'm up on the screen, right?
Yeah.
Wonderful. Can everybody hear me okay?
Yeah.
Wonderful. Can I get an amen?
Amen.
All right. So, I mean, we asked this before. How many of you here have smart? Actually, no, never mind. Who here does not have a smartphone or an iPad with them right now? We got 1, 2, 3. Out of the whole group, 4, maybe? All right. So, I mean, how important is that? You know, Kevin was talking about mobile devices. Everybody's spending their time online on these mobile devices. You know, it's the new cigarette. You're not going out and smoking cigarettes anymore, hopefully not. But you're going outside, maybe you're taking a break or waiting for a meeting, and you're sitting there playing Candy Crush. I would like for each and every one of you to take at least one thing away from my presentation today. And if you would be so kind as to let me know what that is, that'd be awesome. You can connect with me on LinkedIn. You can shoot me an email. If you've signed in on your way in, we should all be getting your email addresses, and we'll be adding you to our mailing list. All right, so guess what, guys? You know, we've talked about this social media thing. You know, what is that? What is this social media, Facebook and Twitter and all that stuff? I'm watching TV, and they're telling me use this hashtag to join in with Carson Daly on The Voice and, you know, with this NFL team. You know, it's all about fun and games, right? That's what social media is all about? Well, maybe not. So, I mean, maybe it is. So I'm, you know, looking at some funny misspelled words. Sometimes we get those autocorrect wrong. We have, you know, a couple of my friends are not happy with milk. It doesn't sit right with them. Let's see. My T-shirt smell of his cologne. I miss him. But, you know, different things. You see these funny e-cards. You know, I'm too lazy to make new friends. And this is my wife. You know, she came home and she was like, wow, you know, we just moved and we didn't have the internet connected for a few days, so the house was spotless, right? And this is really embarrassing, you know, when you go up to somebody and you say, hey, you know, congratulations on your pregnancy or, you know, the divorce or whatever, and they're like, I didn't tell you. It's, oh, I saw it on your Facebook page. It's kind of weird. But anyway, guys, social media is not just about fun and games. This is a war zone. There's 15 million brands on Facebook pages alone. Okay, 15 million. All the big brands are on there, and local brands. I'm sure some of you have Facebook pages currently, and if you don't have one for your business yet, I highly recommend you jump on it. Everybody is getting on board, and also with LinkedIn and Twitter and all those other things. Twitter is one of the fastest growing social media sites right now. So, over 2.5 billion pieces of information is shared on Facebook daily. That's a lot of updates about cats and what I ate today. So you really need to take your business and make it stand out amongst the crowd. You really have to put out engaging content. You have to put out things that are interesting or educational or fun or funny, like we talked about earlier. People aren't just going to be connected to your Facebook account or to your Twitter account as a business because you're putting out, you know, things about, we have a sale coming up, or you know, here's the latest tax numbers this year. 27% of people's time spent online. This is checking email, this is online shopping, this is watching videos on YouTube and Hulu. 27% of the time is spent on social media. That's a huge chunk of time spent online. That's from your phone, from sitting down in front of your computer. That's a lot of time that people are spending with social media in front of their face, that you have the opportunity to have your business name, your brand, your logo show up in front of their face. So, I asked about the smartphone things. Let's get a show of hands of who is on Twitter. Show of hands, keep them up. All right. Now, who's actively tweeting every day? Keep your hand up. All right, we got maybe 2, 3. That's all right, guys. You know why? Because 40% of Twitter users are passive. Okay? 500 million users don't actively tweet, but they're watching. People use Twitter as a resource for news and information and to see what other people are saying. So just because you are not an active Twitter user yourself doesn't mean that there's not people out there that are watching what you're saying. So you need to make sure that you're posting your Twitter updates for your business about your organization online, because people are watching. I'm watching you, fucker. Okay? So we talked about peer-to-peer influence before, if you've ever been to one of my seminars. Social media is that peer-to-peer influence. If we have a billboard put up outside, what does the billboard say? It says, I am the best company. Come use me. Come use my services. We are #1, voted best in Delaware. That's great. But if my friend Lori over here comes and tells me to go use that business because they're the best, I trust her peer influence. That's what social media is. People are connected with their friends and their family and people that are influencers to them. It's that peer-to-peer influence. And something that's a real hot button topic right now are online reviews. 79%, this is as of August, the research was done. 79% of consumers believe that an online review, they trust it as much as they trust an actual peer, an actual trusted friend. I mean, I can go online and say anything I want. Online is the Wild West. You're going to get bullies. You're going to get people that say negative things about your business. But what can you do as a business to protect yourself? You have to get your customers to be evangelists for you. And you go online and take those customer services reviews, Google reviews, there's Yelp, there's all these other different things. It's really important to flood the internet with your own footprint of positive information about your business or about your organization. Silver Surfers. So, I've heard before, well, my customer base isn't on social media. I don't need to do anything on social media. That's a bunch of crap. Everybody's getting on social media right now. We even have the Silver Surfers, the 55 and older. Sorry for the really old people in the picture, but I thought it was really cute to see two grandmoms on laptops. No offense was meant. So they're the fastest growing demographic. You know, they're the ones that are catching on. You know, kids and grandkids and great grandkids are posting pictures. It's the only way you can get a hold of people nowadays and see where they're at is because they're posting, you know, oh, look at me, I'm a selfie at Twitter. Look, I'm at my school dance and now I'm at this guy's house. So, you know, parents are paying attention to what their kids are doing. Wouldn't you like to be in front of their face on a daily basis? Have your brand name, your logo, your name, your updates in front of their face. Blogging. We talked about blogging earlier. Now, what's really important about blogging is you can spend a lot of money on paid advertisements online with Google, with Facebook, with Twitter. You can spend a ton of money. But after your campaign runs out, after you spend that money and your ads are gone, they're gone. There's nothing left residually on the internet. If you are creating your own content, your own organic footprint on the internet, you're leaving this big library of stuff for people to read or find your business based on certain keywords that you're writing about. Some of the statistics here is between 20 to 50 blog posts online is going to give you an increase of traffic to your website of about 30%. Above 50, you're looking at an increase of about 77%. And that's because the search engines love the blogs. They love to eat them up. They think it's news. They like it when your website is, like what Kevin was saying, dynamic, that it's not static, it's not the same thing. There's updates to it. You know, there's something that's different. So the search engine has to index it all over again, and it ranks you up higher in the search engines. So I saw a lot of hands earlier before for LinkedIn when Cameron was talking. That's great. LinkedIn is the professional social network. That's why it generates 3 times more leads on LinkedIn than on Facebook or on Twitter. And that's because people are taken more seriously on LinkedIn. There's not kitten pictures. Hopefully you're not posting kitten pictures on LinkedIn. But you're doing more business contacts and business-related updates on LinkedIn. LinkedIn sees 2 new users per second signing up, which is pretty fast. I think the fastest growing social media network right now is Pinterest. But we'll get to that. So, speaking of Pinterest and Instagram and all this stuff, it's the visual web. People like to look at pictures. I would much rather look at pictures all day than have to read updates about, you know, what kind of cereal you had. So that's why Facebook purchased Instagram for $1 billion, is because they understand that the visual web is here. Everybody's looking at pictures. That's why Pinterest is huge. You know, that's why Vine and Tumblr and these image-based websites are huge right now. The social media is because everybody likes to look at pictures. Just pictures speak 1,000 words, right? So, who's addicted to Pinterest? Let's see a show of hands. 50 Shades of Pinterest. I see. Okay. All right. So it's the fastest growing one, and it has the highest referral traffic rate. What this means is that people are leaving, the referral traffic rate means that somebody leaves that social networking site that they're on to go to your website. And Pinterest is the highest because you click on the image one time, it blows it up. You click on it one more time, it takes you to the website where that recipe is, where the dress is, where the photographer's blog is, where the activities for kids, whatever it is that you're on Pinterest for, you can find out what it is that you're looking at, and you get the instructions or the directions or whatever. So Pinterest is really great for businesses because you can market what it is that you're selling, whether it's your services or whether it's actual products, right there on Pinterest, and people can get right to you so they can purchase what you're selling. It's got some really great numbers, an 88% growth rate over the last year. All right, so visual webs here. What's the next big thing? The next big thing is video. We have Vine is a pretty popular app. Instagram just started doing video. You also have YouTube, which is huge and has been around for a long time. It has increased 112% since last year, the amount of time that people have been, the actual consumption just on mobile devices. This isn't in general, this is just on mobile devices. This is your iPads and your tablets and your Android phones. Kids, I just saw something today about how the millennials are watching more video online than they are actually watching cable TV or satellite TV. I know I do. So I hope you got something out of my little talk tonight. And like I said, you can come talk to me over my table. I'd like to get to meet you. And if you're ready to take your business into the future and ahead of your competition, make sure to set up an appointment with me to meet for a one-on-one later on, maybe next week or the week after. Thank you, guys. And is Chris going to come close it out?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Chris Gray. I am one of our nation's leading fitness experts, best-selling fitness authors, and motivational speakers. And I, too, am one of the members of Vision. And I just want to take a moment and just personally thank each and every one of you guys for coming out tonight, because what you guys have allowed us to do is fulfill our vision of community outreach to help up-and-coming entrepreneurs grow. I want to ask you one more favor tonight, and that is to just hang with us. I know your time is valuable. Hang with us for just a few more moments, and let us honor you for coming out tonight. Please take some time and visit each one of our tables and meet the rest of the members of Vision before you leave. And have a great night. Be safe.